Hello. Okay, so this is our first live video on this channel. I'm going to wait a little bit to see if we get some people joining the channel, joining our live feed. Hello, who is online with us? Yeah, hi Mason, how are you? Hello, Izan. Hello, Dylan. Yeah. Oh, thank you. We have 19 people. Nice to have you guys. Nice to have everyone online. So today I would like to talk about a topic that has been kind of in the news. Um, Presently in the news is the topic of DEI or affirmative action. So I don't know, maybe I'll start with a question. What do you guys think about DEI or affirmative action? Just to get an idea what you guys think. You know, it's always said we should hire the best person for the job. What do you guys think about that? Let me see. Dumb. Matthew says dumb. I don't know if he's saying the idea of hiring the first best person for the job is dumb or is not quite clear. I'll just wait for a few more responses, then I can tell you guys what I think about the issue of DEI. Okay, I'll just dive in and tell you guys what I think about the issue of DEI. So honestly, in an ideal world where everything works perfectly, in an ideal world, we shouldn't have DEI. We should hire people solely based on merit. Um, we shouldn't consider the color of a person's skin or religion or any other thing. We should just hire people based solely on merit. So that is in an ideal world. But unfortunately, we don't live in an ideal world. The world is far from perfect. So because of that, it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult for people to hire who you might think is the best person for a job. I don't know if any of you have been in a job interview or been a member of an interview panel. People don't really hire who the best person for the job is in an interview panel where you go to an interview. The shortlisting basically takes care of that. So what they do is that they shortlist everybody that is qualified for the job. When they shortlist everybody that is qualified for the job, now when you come for the interview is not really looking for best person for the job. The interviewers are not really looking for the best person for the job. No? The interviews, when people go to work in their workplace, what they look for is, should I say comfort? Comfort is not the right term, but people are looking for who fits in better. In an interview, they always say the person is a good fit. People are looking for who fit best with the company. So when they do that, they say the person is a good fit. People don't want anyone that will make them uncomfortable. It's a workplace. You spend like 8 hours of your time there every day, and you want it to be as comfortable as possible. You basically want people you can relate with when you are hiring for a job in a job interview. You're looking for the person that can get along with the rest of the team. If the interviewers are maybe a group of women, it's not ideal, it's unfortunate, but sometimes they're looking for a man that is a bit, should I say, charming, somebody that they can relate with, somebody that is fun to be around, because they don't want the workplace to be a boring environment. So they're looking for somebody that is fun to be around. So basically what you're doing in an interview is to kind of charm the interviewers. You're trying to charm the interview, you're trying to charm your way into the company. The more charming, the more likable. Another thing is likability. The more likable you are during an interview, the better your chances are. Nobody is actually asking you the dynamics of how the job is done or what the job is really about. Sometimes they even ask you questions that are not related to the job, just to assess how interesting, how likable, how charming you are. And trust me, if you're the most charming in the group, it's very likely you will get the job. The same thing happens when probably a group of guys are interviewing a woman. They're looking for somebody they think they can get along with. You're interviewing the person for a job, but basically what you're looking for is somebody you can hang out with. Because everybody that is coming to the interview anyway is, shortlisted for the interview anyways is qualified. You know? So that is the reality of the situation. Then if I should kind of bring that down to race, because in the West here that we live in the West, there are obviously more white people in the West. So when you go to an interview panel, you basically going to be interviewed most times by white people, majority white people. There might be a few persons of color, but in the panel there will be a majority of white people. And because we have this thing called race, you find out that in the world, white people basically get along mostly with other white people. And black people get along mostly with other black people. So what happens is that when you have your interview panel and they're made up of mostly white people, either consciously or subconsciously, they're looking for somebody they can get along with. And because they are white, it's more likely they will find a white person more ideal for the position because they're not really at that point looking for who can do the job. The human psychology, they're looking for somebody they can get along with, somebody they can hang with on a weekend, somebody they can go on holidays with, somebody they can play golf with. That is basically who they're looking for, somebody that is fun in the department. And if there are a majority of white people interviewing you, they see that person in a white person. So what happens is that they finally, or most times, they end up hiring a white person. So that's where DEI comes in. DEI is not ideal, but it's kind of something put in place to mitigate this situation, to ensure that people that are not white get to be kind of hired in the workplace in the West. Because people that are interviewing us are humans and they have human feelings, human emotions. No matter how they think, how they try to separate their emotions from the interview process, they're still humans. It still plays a part. People like people that look like them. And people end up hiring people that look like them unless you put something in place to mitigate against that. So that's what I think. It's not an ideal situation, but it's something that is put in place to make sure or to ensure that every once in a while a black person gets hired. Not that the black person is not qualified, but it's when the people interviewing you are humans, human emotions come into play, and if they are white people, they'll obviously prefer a white person over you. Because during the interview process, nobody is actually looking for who knows how to do the job. So that's my own take on DEI in the workplace. I don't know if anyone has anything to say or anything to contribute. So if anyone has any question or any issues to raise, anything you want me to discuss, or what you want to hear discussed in the channel, you can write it in the chat. It's our first live chat today, so we have quite a few people on. But if you have anything to say or any suggestion, don't hesitate to say it. or anybody that has anything contrary to what I said, and any other question, you're allowed to raise the issue. Or what you guys think about what the job Elon Musk is doing for the government. Do you trust him? Do you believe he's doing something good for the American people? Do you believe that America is still practicing democracy? Some people say America is not a democracy, but as far as I'm concerned, it's a democracy. So do you think that what's going on in America right now, that this is democracy, or what do you think? Is it an oligarchy? Because from my point of view, I think this basically an oligarchy at the moment. Even though the president is elected, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that it's looking like an oligarchy. What do you think? Does anybody agree with me? Do you think this will all go well for America in the future? What about NATO? What's going to happen to NATO? Do you think NATO is under attack? Or do you think NATO will exist after 4 years of Donald Trump? Do you think we'll still have anything called NATO? Because the aim of NATO is actually to put a check on Russia. That is the basic reason why NATO was formed. But if the greatest power in NATO is kind of allied with Russia at the moment, is there still any need for NATO? Do you think the European powers should band together and form another alliance to defend themselves? Do you think if Putin attacks a NATO member in Europe at the moment, that Trump will support NATO? These are all the things that go on in my head, all the things I think about. Because maybe I have a very low opinion of Trump, but I actually think if Putin were to attack the United Nations, the UK at the moment, that Trump is not going to support the UK. I have that feeling. I don't know if I'm right. What do you guys think? I know they always talk about the special relationship between the UK and the US, but at the moment, it looks like Trump has more of a special relationship with Russia. So we're having people come and go. We just try to stay online for maybe for the next 11 minutes and see if anybody has any contribution or anything they want me to say, or anything they want changed in the channel, or what they would like to hear about. What do you want my next topic to be? Probably record a new video on Wednesday. Which topic do you want me to cover? So I have this idea that's been playing in my mind for a while now. I don't know. I have no physical proof or physical evidence uh, why why I believe this. It's just a bunch of circumstantial evidence why I believe this. Because looking at Trump and Putin, I know about the whole Russia hoax, and after everything, it was like nothing came out from it. People actually started believing it was the Democrats trying to implicate Trump with the whole Russian hoax. But just strictly based on circumstantial evidence and just being a human being, is what I've noticed about Donald Trump is that Trump has virtually attacked everyone living, even allies. No matter who you are, even former friends, he has attacked anyone and everyone. He has even attacked Kim Jong Un, attacked Xi Jinping, attacked everyone, even the allies, the UK, France, Canada, former friends like Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton. He attacked Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, athletes, LeBron James, everyone. The only one that Trump has never had anything negative to talk about is Putin. Even sometimes he gives people these funny nicknames just to make fun of them. But the only person he has never even given a nickname, even a funny one, Lying Ted, Sleeping Joe, the only one he has never said anything negative about is Putin. And if I think about that, it's quite surreal. It's quite surreal. I feel this chill. Like, why is that? Why is that? Somebody that makes fun of everyone, and the only person he has never made fun of is Putin. Don't you guys think about that sometimes? Well, when you think about that, what do you think? What might be the reason? What do you think the reason is? It's quite strange if you think about it. So because of that, I actually have an opinion regarding why that is. It's something that is mentioned before. Some people would even say it has been debunked. But I think Putin has something on Trump. Putin has something on Trump. Because he's just not normal. It just doesn't feel normal. I think Putin has something on Trump. Actually, I think Putin and Trump made a deal that Trump will give Ukraine to Putin in his second term. Because people always say, why didn't Putin attack Ukraine during Trump's first term? I think they had a deal. Don't attack them in my first term because it might affect my re-election in America during the second term. Let's hold off. During my second term, I won't be up for re-election anymore. I'll just give you Ukraine. I think they have an agreement like that. because people kind of raise this issue to show how strong Trump is. They will say Putin didn't attack Ukraine while Trump was in office. But I think it's quite the contrary. I think they have an agreement. Don't attack them now so that it doesn't affect my re-election. I'll give Ukraine over to you in my second term. I think what happened is that Trump ended up not winning a second term. When Trump ended up not winning a second term, Putin got impatient and attacked Ukraine anyway. After 4 years of Joe Biden, now Trump is back. And it looks like he's doing just that. It looks like he's going to hand Ukraine over to Russia. It looks like that's exactly what he's doing. The only thing is that he's not doing it outrightly. He's first of all trying to paint Ukraine as bad as possible, paint Zelensky as bad as possible, just to smoothen the handover. If he's able to convince a lot of his fans and followers that Zelensky is a dictator, he's corrupt, if a lot more people believe it, then he can do whatever he wants with Ukraine. He can hand Ukraine over to Russia. If he's able to convince the people that Zelensky is a dictator, like he's calling him a dictator already. You see other people repeating it, that Zelensky is a dictator, he's corrupt. So it will be a propaganda, a disinformation campaign, first of all, just to paint the name of Zelensky and Ukraine as bad as possible. Then when he hands Ukraine over to Russia, nobody will care anymore. I don't know. What do you guys think? It's just something I think. I don't have any concrete evidence. It's just using circumstantial evidence and things happening. I put 2 and 2 together, and I think this is what's happening. I don't know if anybody has an opposing view or a different angle or sees it differently. Anyway, I'll just wait a little bit to see if anybody has anything to add, any question. But please, if you join in this live chat for the first time and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I'll be very grateful. I'm very thankful to you if you subscribe to our channel. This is a new channel. I'm trying as much as possible, as hard as I can, to grow it. And I will feel very appreciative if you subscribe to the channel. Try to comment, like, share, follow our content. Tell us what you feel about our content. It will, sometimes when you're creating content online, you don't really know actually the quality of the content you're putting out. So we need your constructive criticism. We want to hear from you. So always comment in our videos. Tell us what you feel. It will help us to grow in the future, and we'll appreciate it. Every comment is allowed. And subscribe to our channel. Get your friends to subscribe to our channel. We appreciate you so much. We are here to have a difference of opinion. All of us shouldn't have the same opinion. So don't get uncomfortable or get defensive when my opinion doesn't match your opinion, or when your opinion doesn't match mine. Don't get uncomfortable. We welcome every opinion. We'll listen to your opinion, and whoever has the superior argument wins. So that's why we are here. So subscribe to our channel, and thank you for listening. This is where we'll be knocking off today. Till next time, we'll come online and have another chat with you and discuss some other topic with you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.